Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Tinman here. Now today's episode I'll be going through my 5 most listened to horror soundtracks. That's right, soundtracks, not scores. This is just the music. Now, I have a handful of horror soundtracks, but obviously tons more of the scores because that's what we love here on Splattered Plastic. But I do have a bigger collection of soundtracks that aren't horror. But if you want to see more of that, let me know in the comments, because I don't know if it's everyone's cup of tea, the non-horror stuff. We are a horror channel, but if you do want to see my non-horror vinyl collection, let me know in the comments. I can always do it on a B-side episode. Anyway, on to my 5 most listened to horror soundtracks. Here we go. First up, Dawn of the Dead. Now, Goblin. It's a soundtrack. It's a soundtrack. It's a score. It's a bit of both, isn't it? It's musical, isn't it? There's no like songs, if you know what I mean. There's no vocals, shall we say? But yeah, the Goblin soundtrack for Dawn of the Dead, and the Demonia one version. Yeah, it's essential horror. Like, you know it when it comes on. You know the you know it's brilliant. One of my faves. I've gone for this as number 5. Only because I've got ones that I listen to a lot more, but this definitely is a good contender for the first one. Now, this was a gift off our good friend, Paul Reston, aka Leatherface, aka Sam Hain, Horror and Collectibles. Sorry, I couldn't remember. Went blank for a second. I was like, man, what's his name? Yeah, that's his channel. Check it out. I'll put a link to his channel down below in the comments. But yeah, this is a gift off him. Very graciously gave me this, which is very nice. It's on lovely grey vinyl. I wasn't going to show the records here but you know what? When you have a record looking this good with this kind of label, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that grey. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at them labels, eh? Machete to the head. Brilliant. Yeah, anyway, yeah. So that's my number 5. There's some cracking tracks on this. There really are. Picking a couple of favourites. Zombie at Safari. I remember that being a weird one. Zombie Sexy. The good thing about this version is you get a couple of live tracks on the end. And it's good because it's, there's millions of Dawn of the Dead versions out there. If you want to see our Dawn of the Dead review, go back down the channel. We have done Dawn of the Dead. We've done the whole Romero trilogy and perfection. Great stuff. But yeah, number 5, Dawn of the Dead. Okay, number 4 is the soundtrack to Demon Knight. One of my personal favourite Tales from the Crypt movies. I know they didn't do many. They did Bordello of Blood, they did this, and mainly the series. But this film in the 90s for me was, whoa, I loved it. It was great. I showed it to Liam. He'd never seen it. I was, Liam, we've got the soundtrack. Let's watch the film. Yeah, it wasn't his cup of tea. each their own, isn't it? But I loved it. And the soundtrack as well, for me, was like, oh my God, this is even better because it's full of metal bands. And that's what I love. And that's what Liam loves as well. So there's absolute crackers on here. Look at the artwork on that. That's superb. Crypt Keeper and the Collector there on the front. So yeah, this is a cracking soundtrack. So you got obviously Ministry, Pantera, Biohazard, Melvins, Machine Head, Megadeth, Sepultura, Rollins Band, Filter, and Gravediggers. Wow, the supreme of the metal is on this. I mean, first off, Pantera, massive Pantera fan back in the day. Don't necessarily agree with what has happened lately with the whole reunion thing, but that's, talk to me in the comments if that's what you want to talk about. But yeah, Pantera, superb. Biohazard, massive Biohazard fan. Love Biohazard back in the day, still love them now. Back together as well, get in. Melvins, yep, great. I love Melvins. Machine Head, first album of the Machine Head though, isn't it? Burn My Eyes, untouchable. After that, yeah. Anyway, Megadeth, well, we love Megadeth, don't we? Up until Countdown to Extinction. Yeah, it gets as far as there, and I'm like, yeah, Rust in Peace was their best. A lot of people say Peace Sells, or So Far So Good So What, but Rust in Peace, superb. I'm jumping onto the metal tangent here. Sepultura, I fucking love Sepultura. Original Sepultura with Max Sepultura, all the way up to KSAD. I didn't like Roots. I'm sorry, didn't like Roots. I've got the Sepultura vinyl box set. It's beautiful. If you want to see me do the Sepultura box set on here, let me know, because it's fucking stunning. It is. It really is beautiful. Roadrunner, big box set. all albums, all colour. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I want to do it. Okay, Filter. Everyone likes Filter, don't they? We all know the Robert Patrick connection with Filter, his bro, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think it's Heyman, Nice Shot as well. And Gravediggers, I have no idea who they are. No idea who they are. But it's track listings on the back. It's. I love this movie. I do love this movie. It's one of them. I'm not going to say guilty pleasure because there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. A guilty pleasure, you like what you like. Fuck what anyone else thinks. If you like Barbie, then go love Barbie. If you don't like Barbie, fine. Doesn't matter. I haven't seen Barbie, so I'm using Barbie as an example. I've never seen the Barbie movie. I will watch it. Just basic black vinyl. Don't need to get it out. But this soundtrack is essential. Some cracking metal bands on here, and yeah, it's I mean, to go back, the Pantera one, it's Cemetery Gates. Oh my god, what a track. I was coming back from a gig. Me and my mate Ron, we're in our band together, and we're driving back from a gig from Leeds, and he said, have you listened to Cemetery Gates recently? I'm like, well, I know it off by heart pretty much. He went, have you heard the Anselmo's vocals in Cemetery Gates? You know, where he mirrors the guitar. I was like, what are you on about? So at the end, where the guitar's going, and he's going, Gates. I obviously can't do it. You know what I mean? He's doing it. He's doing the high note, and then Dimebag, R.I.P., what a legend, he's following with the guitar, and every time he goes higher and higher and higher, he's fucking following him every time. The guitar, the vocals go high, and then the guitar follows, and then Anselmo goes high, and then Dimebag goes higher again. Oh, honestly, go back and listen to Cemetery Gates, and you'll hear what I've listened to that song for 30 plus years and never really twigged at that. It's amazing. I'm going off on a metal tangent. I'm going to stop. Demon Knight. Okay, next up. Huh, had to be, didn't it? Had to be Ghostbusters. For me, the soundtrack is superb throughout. And the bonus thing about this is, I've spoke about this before, is you get some Elmer Bernstein tracks in this, so that's an extra bonus. But the Ghostbusters soundtrack growing up, and even now, I still put it on now. I love it to this day. This copy, as I've said before, is absolutely battered. This was my parents' copy. It's battered to hell. But it just keeps on going, and I don't want to replace it because it works fine. It's battered like hell, but it works fine. You know what I mean? Oh. Anyway, yeah, cracking tracks on this. Obviously, Ray Parker Jr. You got the classic. Cleaning Up the Town by the Bus Boys is my favourite of all time. Absolutely love that track. It's made for Ghostbusters. It's got Ghostbusters in the lyrics. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Saving the Day by Leslie is another great one. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, In the Name of Love, Thompson Twins. Yep, I love it. Can't Wait Forever, performed by Air Supply. Cool. Hot Night, that's where the party. Magic, the Mick Smiley one. That's a great track. It's like in two halves. The first half is like all upbeat, and then it goes into the do 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 do. You know the bit. You know what I'm on about. And of course, you get the main title by Elmer Bernstein, you get Dana's theme, and then you get the instrumental version. What is not to love about the Ghostbusters soundtrack? It's a staple of my growing up. It's my youth, you know. As they say now in Ghostbusters, golden years. Love it. Ghostbusters, 100% one of the best soundtracks out there. Really, unbelievable. Okay, getting close to the end now. I'm getting really excited about this. I fucking love talking about vinyl. Oh, anyway, next up, Dusk Till Dawn. The absolutely amazing soundtrack from Dusk Till Dawn. It's superb. The track listings on. I mean, look at that artwork. I mean, we've done a review on this as well, so you can go back and see it. But if you haven't seen it, look at that. That is what you call beautifully done artwork. This is by, if I remember correctly, it's Brooke Vale. I think it's Brooke Vale. I've got my glasses. Numbered vinyl, beautiful, beautifully done. Look at that. That's a cracking gatefold, that is. And then the inside gatefold, holy hell. Woo! Damn. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so the track listings on this are some of the absolute best. Everybody, of course, it's got snippets of dialogue between songs. Great. Yeah, so Everybody Be Cool. And then you got Dark Knight by the Blasters. What an absolute track. It's so good. So good. Of course, Mexican Blackbird by ZZ Top is another one. Foolish Heart by the Mavericks. Oh my god, there's so many on it. There's Cheech Marin. It's got the the cheat speech here. She's Killing Me by ZZ Top is another one, and then of course one of the absolute favourites, Angry Cockroaches by Tito and Tarantula. Literally, I had it on the other day. Such a good soundtrack. Every track on this is an absolute belter. It really is. It's one of them 90s movies that it's timeless. It's aged beautifully even now. That first half is very Tarantino-esque, and then you get into the heart of it, what it is, the vampires, and it's just astounding. It's a perfect soundtrack. There's so many audio bits on this. It's got Tom Savini saying, "Now let's go kill that fucking band," and you get 2 tracks from the score from Graham Revell on this, because the score's never been released, not on vinyl anyway. I think there's some bootleg CDs out there, but to get, like Ghostbusters, to get mainly songs and then little bits of score, perfect. This is an absolute must-have for any soundtrack horror collector, and this as well is quite old now. When was this released? 2016. God, that's all. It's getting on a bit now. Me and Liam both got this for an absolute steal. So if you can get hold of one for cheap, then bloody hell, dip your hands on it. It's got that beautiful matte finish. I kind of don't want to touch it with my oily fingers. And then of course the records. Quickly. Look at that. Dust Jackets. Absolutely superb. Attention to detail, spot on. Probably picked up the wrong vinyl first, haven't I? I have. I picked up the wrong one. Anyway, so look at that. That's beautiful. It really is. This is side C and D. So with C and D is actually an etched image of the trying to work out what it is. That is the baseball bat, and is it it's the shotgun and the baseball bat when he holds it up, isn't it? You won't be able to. I'll do it like that and see if the light picks it up. You might be able to see it, but it's etched on side D, and it's fucking beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and then of course same for the other. We'll quickly show you the other one. And that, of course, you've got Seth Gecko. Is it Seth Gecko? Yeah, Richard and Seth Gecko, wasn't it? And there's some of the track listings there. Track listings. Some of the track listings, not the lyrics. And then, of course, A and B, Motorbike. There you go. Look at that vinyl, beautiful. And then same for the other side. Superb stuff. Superb. Yeah, an absolute must. An absolute must. Highly recommend you get this. It's superb. It really is superb. And everyone knows that the soundtrack's good, because everyone knows, everyone's seen the movie and love it. So if you can get it on vinyl, go for it. From dusk till dawn. Okay, number 1. We've reached the end. This is my top 5. This is number 1. This is the ultimate. Do you know what? If it isn't this, then I expect people to write in and go, why wasn't this number 1? It'd be very surprised if this wasn't my number 1. Of course it's going to be The Return of the Living Dead. The best soundtrack out there. It's grown on me, to be fair. I bought one for collection years ago and knew a couple of songs, but over the years I've been listening to it, and now I absolutely love every single track on this. And it's probably the only record I've got where I've got the most variants. I might do a video on my variant collection. Let me know if that's what you want to see, because I've got variants of records. I've got different versions of DVDs and stuff like that, and VHSs and stuff like that. So if you want to see my variant collection, let me know in the comments. But I think I've got 12 of these in all different versions. But yeah, man, this soundtrack is 80s punk, and it's perfect. It's perfect. So what have we got? The Cramps, Surfing Dead, absolute classic. 45 Grave, the Party Time Zombie version, which is the better version because it is about the movie, not what the original one is. And also we've done this. Go back in our old episodes and you'll see we've done this. I'd like to revisit this. We and Liam were talking, we'd like to revisit a couple of old episodes. We'd like to do The Fog again, because that was our very first episode and we didn't really know what we were doing. You know, we kind of hit the ground running. What does a podcast say on Ghostbusters? The episode really finds its voice on episode 46. Well, we haven't got 46 yet, but we're getting there. So we'd love to do that. We'd love to revisit Halloween 3 because it was a really short episode. Don't know why. We had this thing where episodes have to be short. You know what? No. If you watch our later episodes, you'll see that we just go on. We just go on. So anyway, so we want to revisit that, and I'd love to revisit this because I love the soundtrack 10 times more than when I did in the first review. Anyway, yeah, so what we got, TSOL, Nothing For You, one of the greatest punk bands. Last year, Rebellion Festival, I was lucky enough to be playing my other band I'm in. We played the same festival, and TSOL were on the bill. So that was like, I have to go see TSOL. I was going to take one of these with me in case I managed to catch one of the guys, get him to sign it. There's only the singer that's the original member. The rest are all young kids. But didn't happen anyway. So yeah, TSOL, superb. True Sounds of Liberty, spot on punk rock. Flesh Eaters, Eyes Without a Face, Rocky Erickson, Burn the Flames, absolutely love that track. The Damned, Deadbeat Dance, Tall Boys, Jet Black Berries, SSQ, and the SSQ Trashes theme. It's just my favourite. I mean, it's my favourite horror movie of all time, as in comedy horror. It is anyway, but I just love it. I put it on, it takes me, you know, normally a movie score, drop the needle on a movie score and that takes you into the movie. You're like transported there almost. And it doesn't really happen with soundtracks, but with this one, it really does. It does. Yeah, it's just superb. I don't even know which variant I picked up. I just picked up one. Which one is it? Have a look. Oh, the Grey Brains. Nice. Might as well show you what I mean. Grey Brains version. Nice. Superb. I have had a recent one. I think I bought the black and brown Tinman version. Might unbox that at some point. But yeah. Return of Living Dead. What absolute belter. Yes. So yeah. Return of Living Dead. The best. So there we have it. There's my top 5 most listened to soundtracks I own. I have tons and tons more. Let me know if you want to see that. And yeah, until next time, people, stay safe, stay tuned, stay sick. Tinman.